Welcome to the PFD Performance YouTube channel. Pretty friggin' deadly.
Alright, it's been a while since I've been out here, but I think we're ready for a little dingle ball action. And not the kind you might be thinking about, the kind that roughs up the cylinder walls. Danny's here helping me out. It's great to have him back.
Hi.
Life gets busy.
Yes.
We did a bunch of like slow-mo camera stuff to see how fast this drill spins. And we kind of landed on probably
360-ish
on low, which is a little slower than you might want, but also should work.
Danger.
Kind of worked. So I'd done a fair amount of YouTubing, Googling, and the trick is to make sure it's spinning before it goes in and spinning until after it comes out. You don't want it to like stop in the hole. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's got a crosshatch. I might have been going a little too slow there. The first one anyway, but I don't know.
I've never done this.
Me either.
This is not advice. I read arm speed fast. Like as fast as you can with your arms.
But that's like if you're going to like 500 RPM. So I was going a tickle slower than something about 30, 40 degree crosshatch.
I mean,
It looks maybe a little shallower than what is here. Yeah, it's a little shallow. I'll go a little quicker.
Do it again.
That looks better. That one's just dual crosshatched. It's the new thing.
Still like
A little bit of.
the scoring is nothing to worry about.
No. And I mean, like, so there wasn't anything in here that was really like trying to take out texture. We're just trying to take off the glaze. So from what I had read and what I've seen, it's like maybe 6 in and outs because we don't want to get too crazy.
That's how life got too busy.
Yeah.
Too many in and out.
Too many in and out.
Left it in the hole.
Well, it was too much in, not enough out.
Good problem to have. Okay, I'm bringing the whole stand. Yeah, and you can see the thing. This is the one that the professionals did, and this is the one that
The dingle balls did. And whether that's the hone or us, we'll leave that up to you. Nothing like doing your first dingle ball hone job on a 540 big block.
It's like when you give your dog a bath.
Don't
And he shakes. You
shakes.
just gotta hold the towel up. All right. Make sure the drill's tight.
It was.
So, this would be an example of leaving it in the hole. That's what you're. We'll call it a good, bad example.
Yeah.
Something not have a lock.
Oh, you see that? Didn't even stop.
Yeah, it doesn't even like. I'm gonna do a knee, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look.
Yeah. I think it's like, don't drag it out. Because now you got a abrasive ball in a straight line. But I was able.
You can see like at the bottom it's aggressive where it stopped.
Yeah. All right, let's try and not have any issues on this one.
That would be funny. If you could keep like all the little
Abrasive dealies.
abrasives and then paint it and use that as like your metal plate.
You should have done that with the aluminum that was in the oil pan.
Sometimes you get a good deal on a vehicle and you gotta take the engine out. Hopefully not in other situations.
Yeah. Professional. So that was 6 for the other. Give those a quick while. I don't know. You want to see if we want to do any more? Because those ones also didn't have great cylinder seal. I mean, they all feel about equally.
What's that? Not like a little bit of pitting.
It could just be a little bit of pitting.
That's just where the piston stopped.
Yeah.
Last.
I guess it'll do.
It's better than it was.
Yes. If we haven't said it loud enough yet, like, we kind of know what we're doing, but we don't really know what we're doing. So take whatever we say with a grain of crack?
Rice?
Salt? Maybe. Saying somewhere. I'm sure all the old guys that watch your channel are like, you're doing it wrong. And that's fair. Put on my old pants today because they're going to smell like Varsol.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, WD-40 is slippery. Boom.
I've wrecked enough of my nice clothes to know how to dress when I come here.
There's one downside to the epoxy floors. Not that WD-40 wouldn't be slippery on bare concrete.
All parts are here now?
Everything but the push rods and the new injectors. Oh, God. So, if anyone's got a 4.5-inch bore and is looking for a hone job, we're your guys, apparently. I don't know.
They like, it looks consistent. Which I think is the best we can hope for at this point.
Consistently good, consistently bad. At least we're consistent. And it made a little less mess than I thought it was going to. Just squirt a little WD-40. Don't want to, have our freshly honed cylinder start to rust up. Just noticed, I think I found 2 new oil passages that I didn't pull plugs out of to clean. So we might want to do that. So we might send a couple pictures off to some people we know that have done this before and see if they think we're hacks or if we've done moderately okay. And then next step is going to be finish cleaning up. We're going to want to get rid of all the grit, try and make sure that any of the metal that caused this whole fiasco is gone. And then we get to start gapping rings. Another new thing. I got a hand gapper, but I think that's going to take a while. So a friend's got electric one. I think we're going to reach out to him. Do you ever get that thing where you need to try something new and it's scary, so then you procrastinate?
Like the reason that one of my cars is still apart and the other one's completely apart and hasn't been touched in a week.
Yeah, isn't it great?
I'm borrowing a vehicle because it's scary.
It's super fun.
Put it this way, I got a good deal and then it broke. But I bought a Porsche and now it's what Porsche thinks. And they are very difficult to work on.
The Germans know how to make them good.
Actually, I'll have to come over and see. It is put together like
well.
It was kind of cool. But someone's been in there before and broken things.
Probably not German. I don't know. I feel like it's not that bad. Oh, a little Varsol assistance.
Yeah.
Clever. So what was that? Maybe a week ago, I found a Vortec 454 with a 4L80 bolted to it for, is that $2,500 Canadian?
Yeah.
Like $5 American. Haven't heard back. Is the ad still up?
It'll be in your
The chat
messages.
Yeah.
So I messaged the guy because he said the combination was out of a C1500. So we did some research, and that would mean basically, in order for it to be a 4L80 and for it to come out of a
It's sold.
C1500. So if anyone's got a big block Chevrolet kicking around for not an unreasonable amount of money because I have a broken Porsche, let me know.
Hit us up. Drop a link in the comments.
Preferably with the transmission, so me and Ramsey can split it.
Oh, Dan sent us a taco. So that must mean the hone looks pretty okay. So far everything seems to be coming out. Millhouse. Grab a couple gaskets, not gaskets, Allen keys. That looks like a 3/16 and a 1/4 inch. Why not just grab 5/32 just in case? Bingo. Bango. Boom goes dynamite. Let's see what's in here. Hopefully not any hiding metal.
As long as we discover it.
Gonna have to get some new Loctite. So I just grabbed a couple Amazon pump sprayers, and then you get the big jug of WD-40, and it's much more cost effective than aerosol cans. I do have these giant plastic drip trays that I probably could have put down.
Oh yeah.
Like this one right here. I got 3 of them now. Clean. It's just like the oil crossover at the back from like the cam to the lifter valley or something. Cam bearings seemed all right.
Oh yeah.
So far the only bearings that we saw that had any sort of issue was main bearing number 1 and connecting rod bearing number 1, which I think makes sense because that's probably the passaging of the oil that anything that came out of main bearing number 1 would shoot through the oil passage to the connecting rod, and any little bit of material that would have gone through would have gone from one to the other. Now, in the guy's defense, it could have been that I had the blower belt snugged up a little too snug, and that put a little bit of load on with maybe some too thin oil. One thing I want to do is probably reduce the bypass pressure on the oil pump, because it was making like 100 psi cold on 530. I'd really like to try and run 1030, but I don't want to be dealing with 120 psi's of cold oil pressure. So I think I'll probably back it down a hair, because with this Titan oil pump, it's just a like a little relief valve. But so far I think everything's turned out pretty okay. And now this is kind of the last major chunk of stuff before assembly. Give it a good clean, and then the rings, and then start assembly. But yeah, neat stuff. I don't know, sometimes you just gotta like know that people have built these in parking lots on a drag and drive, and it's turned out okay. So if you're not completely inept and you just kind of pay attention, it should turn out mostly okay, I think. I don't know, we'll see. We're definitely gonna have to have our own version of like, stand back, I built this shit myself. And I might have to like just not be there the first time it fires up or something. I might poop my pants.
I'll do it.
Have you ever seen it where they get super fancy and like coat the lifter valley to help with oil drainage?
It's like not grabbing it.
Yeah.
Flow.
I don't know if they do that much more on high-end builds still, but it's something I've seen. Before we get too crazy, what do you think about, like, how do we want to wash this off? Do we want to just go with the cylinders? Like, I got the oil passages pretty good with the gun barrel cleaning kit. And I figure what we can do too is like probably prime the oil with like only a minimal amount of oil in the engine, and then just drain that. And then do it again. But more or less my big pump sprayer with soapy water. And then squirted it through all the holes, and then did it with fresh water to rinse out the soap, and then did the same thing but with WD-40 to make sure that there was no rustification inside any passages. So nothing fancy. Hopefully it works. Some like weird marks in the lifter bore.
It could be too from like the way remember that one push rod popped off? Maybe it
But like, I don't know,
got some shit around on the...
and it's worse on this side.
Oh yeah, weird.
Like I can't necessarily feel it through the glove. Could just be the way it was machined too. I don't know.
Or if like, cause some of these were chattering, right?
Yeah.
So they just bounced around in the little bore that like
Yeah.
they were in.
And it'd just be like this part here. So maybe just this
You can see
hole.
they have like some scoring, but yeah, it could just be the...
Which was like, I read through the dart thing.
Yeah.
And they mentioned like excessive lightening of lifters could cause poor oiling. So I'm wondering if that caused a little bit of that. Whereas the new lifters, they have consistent barrel.
Oh yeah.
And then just like this is a little oil hold, like film holder.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can come over here. So this is the new Johnson short travel hydraulic with high pressure pin oiling. But then we'll bring these lifters over here, and these are what was in there. And I think this is specifically what the Dart paperwork says to avoid, because I think it doesn't hold enough oil down low on the lifter. That
'cause it's just like...
it allows it to just filter in. So, and like there is definitely a weight difference between these two.
Oh yeah, wow.
So maybe that's where some material came from too. Let me get the old feeler gauge 9000 out. Oh, there's a little bit of, I think I can feel it with my finger. This goes up. So it might be flip. Nope, that goes up. There.
I'm a lifter.
Well, like, I don't know if we want to just rinse the cylinders and then a little bit of this, but like I did wash it pretty good.
Yeah, your call.
I don't know. It makes a lot of mess. I don't like mess, but I also don't want the mess of an engine block. Oh, okay. This will be real slippery. And then we can probably just give her some wipes with the soap. It'd be really nice to have a sink out here, but getting water out here was not going to be easy. And the question was, where does it drain? You know what I might do? Whew. Little slick. I might grab this. It's from all this soap that I was standing on over here. Imagine that. Neaty.
You just like wiped them?
Yeah. It's a shotgun barrel cleaning kit.
Oh.
But I just figured it'd be nice to get a little wipe inside the lifter bore. Okay. And then I will get some fresh water. Oh, there's a little bit in here. Don't die.